hi to YouTube?
Jay Russell Finch is here.
What's
What's
happening,
up?
man? She's like only 10 and a half weeks old.
She is. She's
She's
10 weeks on Friday.
almost as big as Maggie, who's her mommy now. All right, you have to get down. You have
So
to get
what's
down.
going on, Jay Russell
You have to
Finch?
get down.
I think he's the only one here.
Okay.
He says, me and you guys, yeah. John M says, hello, Winnie.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah, we just gotta make sure she doesn't run out. Eighth puppy, Big Jazz, Chris Greenaway, Ford LTD, Jerry Frank, Sean Fagans, Have a Garage, Rusty Bucket Restos.
How is everybody
Mark
doing
Dove
tonight?
Jr. says hello.
Are we all laboring today?
Robert Murphy is from, he says hello from Bethpage, New York.
What's happening?
Bill McKisco,
Let's get the
Redneck
lantern lit.
Avenue. Good job, Tony.
Yes.
Joseph Jacob says, I'm building a Nissan Titan motor. What is a good rebuild kit?
Oh man, I have no idea. They sound really good when the exhaust falls off of them. They sound really good. Geez, I have no idea. Go on a Nissan Titan forum. Somebody who's enthusiasts for those engines, and you'll find all the information you need.
Do you see Winnie behind you anywhere?
No, I do not see Winnie.
I don't think she's under
There
the
she
over here.
is. There she goes. Gwendolyn.
Winnie, don't confuse her.
I know, but that's a pretty name for a pretty girl.
Diego Bob says, actually making the stream. Well, we're glad you're here.
Welcome.
Diego Bob. Okay. Wayne Buzzle says, hey, Kathy and Tony.
What's happening?
John Gregory says, hope you have a great Labor Day weekend, Tony and family, from Dr. Olds, Munster, Indiana.
Absolutely. I plan on laboring all day tomorrow. I labored pretty much all day today, and we're going to labor tomorrow.
You're going to labor tomorrow?
Yes. We labor every day.
You don't get a day off?
Every day is Labor Day here.
No, I think you're supposed to take a day off on Labor Day.
That would be backwards, wouldn't it? What the hell's that?
I don't know. What's up, Barry? Let's see.
What's happening, Harry?
Big Jazz, need more winning content. You need more winning content. You got to go win.
I win
against something.
I win just by virtue of existing.
Where's Winnie?
She's over there.
Okay. Where's that music?
I don't know.
I might have to put Winnie inside. It's close to the fence.
She can't squeeze through that fence.
She can.
Anymore. No, she cannot. It's impossible. Oh, whoa, she's pooping.
Let's see.
Look, Winnie's
Joseph
pooping.
Jacob says, I'm painting my motor sunrise red.
Yeah, that's the one we painted. It's the color we painted Slaghammer. Now, if you look at the video we posted today, you get a really good look at the block and the heads, and that's after a lot of abuse. She's pooping like a big girl.
Okay. Tony's talking about the dog. For those who just tuned in. Oh, he said I meant to say Winnie content, not winning content.
Oh, well, there she goes. Look, she just ran across the yard.
Yeah. See a lapel mag missing. Yeah, I have them. They're really nice. If I can get Tony to put one on, that'd be great. Yes, good girl. Yes, she's a good girl.
She is a good girl. She's a big girl.
Okay. Charlton Zimmerman says, saw your story on Sledgehammer. We told you it was a fuel problem.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
He's like, okay. Well, thank you for telling Tony that.
Yes, I should have realized.
Well, no, you did ask people to chime in and say, what do you think is going on?
Yes, but nobody suggested a collapsed inlet hose.
Well, no, nobody said that. But fuel problem, they did say.
Well, fuel problem could be taken a lot of different ways. It could be taken as fuel quality, fuel jetting, fuel distribution. Fuel supply is a different story. But what I said today was, in that video, is true. I'm used to quarter mile. I spent my whole life on quarter miles. Only since we moved to Tennessee, we have nothing but 8th mile tracks around us, and that's it. So now the last few years I'm doing this stuff, we go to 8th mile tracks. On a quarter mile track, that problem would have made itself obvious like the first run. there's enough fuel in the line, in the pump. There is a very long line from the pump to the carburetors because it goes from the pump um, up through the intake manifold because it's a tunnel ram, right? So the fuel line goes through the intake manifold and then comes up the other side. So the fuel feed line from the pump to the carburetors it's got to be 4 feet long. So there was probably enough in the lines and in the bowls to get me to the 8th mile, but I don't think it would have got another inch without it nosing over.
So Rob Riley says collapsed fuel line leaned out on the top end detonation.
Yes, that's what it looks
And
like.
Rocky Meyer says, how does running lean close the plug?
I said the same thing. And a lot of people suggested detonation and going through. I sometimes I do the same things you guys do. When I'm stumped for an answer, I go searching, and a couple of places where detonation came up as closing spark plugs, including the NGK troubleshooting. And I know they're Autolite plugs, but on the NGK website, they were talking about detonation and closing spark plugs. Now, I've had plug gaps randomly close up over the course of my life. Never associated it with detonation. I always figured, well, something got passed through there or whatever. But this time there were no marks, there was no nothing. So it had me a little, but yeah, evidently the pressure wave from detonation can push the ground strap back. And that's what it appears happened. It didn't damage the plug. The plug fires fine. I opened the gap, I cleaned it, I put it in the adjacent cylinder, and it's fine. And since I shot that video this morning, I've redone the fuel lines, and the car idles and runs and does everything it's supposed to, and it sounds snappy. So I'm going to leave it on the trailer and try again next Saturday.
Okay, let's see. Scarlet Fire Tony, why just 8th-mile tracks now?
Say that again?
Why just 8th-mile tracks now?
That's all we have here.
Yeah.
I'm in Middle Tennessee. The closest quarter-mile tracks would be Bowling Green, which is a 200-mile round trip, or Bristol. Bristol is
Further away.
Yeah, it's a 400-mile round trip. Yeah. So in the meantime, though, we're clustered by little 8th-mile tracks all over the place. So that's it. When in Rome, do what the Romans do. And to be perfectly honest with you, now that I've become acquainted with the 8th mile, I don't ever want to see another quarter mile.
No.
It's so nice because, all of the action happens in the first eighth. Like on a quarter-mile track, you spend your first eighth of a mile getting up through the gears, and that's where all of the important stuff happens. And then from 660 feet to 1,320 feet, you just sit there like this and listen to your stuff scream in pain. And you don't have that with the 8th mile. It's all the action with none of the agony.
Territory says, Uncle Tony, can the spark plug be attributed to modern, cheap metallurgy in today's manufacturing process?
Well, I thought that was a possibility. And in the core, I'm sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to this. And my dog, because she's spinning circles in the pool right now. She's chasing her tail in the pool. It's the most adorable thing. Okay, she scared herself and jumped out. Listen, everybody in life, everybody needs a puppy. You all need a puppy.
But like, if you get a puppy, you have to keep it for until.
Yeah, until it dies of old age.
Dies of old age.
That's the that's the deal. You have to pay for the rest of their lives to get this. This is just awesome. And then I got these two. Darla, leave me alone. So, last week, wait, let me finish the thing with the car. What was I talking about with the car?
He asked about the spark plugs and the metallurgy.
Yes. So, during the course of cleaning that plug, I heated it to a dull red with the MAP gas torch to get whatever residue and everything was on it. And it didn't change the gap at all. So, I re-gapped it at 35 thousandths. Heated it to a dull red, and after it cooled off, it maintained the 35 thousandths gap. So I know it wasn't something in the metallurgy of the ground strap. Okay. So last, I guess it was today's Sunday, right? So I guess maybe it was like Wednesday or so. Darla, my big black and white beagle, and Maggie, and Maggie is now Winnie's mom. Like they're inseparable. Darla and Maggie got into it, right? So dogs fight, but they're not supposed to hurt. It's like it's an unwritten rule of dog fighting. They're not supposed to hurt each other. They're just supposed to like scare each other, that kind of stuff. Well,
I mean,
Darla
when
got
they're
it
friends and they live in the same
because they
house.
live in the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
not,
It's the same
strange
pack. It's
dogs.
fighting among the same pack, not intruders. So during the course of doing that, Darla got Maggie right above the eye, and since then, Darla has been besides herself with like guilt and remorse and everything else, and she's trying to make it up to Maggie, and Maggie is still mad at her. So for the last several days, it's just been this Darla chasing Maggie around, Maggie growling and barking at Darla, Darla freaking out, then trying to lick Maggie's wound. And it just goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It hasn't stopped. It's a little crazy.
Your brother is on here.
Normal, James, happy birthday.
Happy
I tried
birthday,
calling you.
James. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I tried calling you. You don't answer your phone.
He
Yeah,
says,
I wonder who else doesn't answer their
how
phone.
often should I change the spark plug in my lawnmower?
Every couple of minutes. You go for, let's say, 3 minutes, throw a new plug in it.
He says always. You don't answer your phone, James. You have to call your brother.
James, do you remember when I used to run the Lawn Boy on Nitro?
Where's Winnie?
Right there.
Okay. So it was James's birthday, everybody. He's old now. Let's see. Uncle Normal. Has Tony slighted you lately? That's Ari. Let's see. Older or younger than Tony?
He's 3 years younger,
Yeah.
but I'm better looking and have a better personality and more talents and skills.
I didn't know about that. Your brother's pretty skilled at what he does.
My brother's actually a really good landscaper, and if he was to start doing a YouTube landscaping channel, he would do fantastic.
Yeah. He does really
He's
nice
like
stuff.
Mr. Green Jeans.
How old is old? Yeah.
I'm 61, so I guess he's 58.
58, yeah.
Do you believe him as 61?
No.
Right?
No, I don't. I don't. Doesn't feel like it, right?
I act like I'm 14.
Yes, I know. Let's see. Dear Truth, Tony, will you ever do a giveaway like David Vizard? He just did a carb giveaway for 30,000 subs. We'll do a giveaway.
I won't do an official giveaway. I give away stuff all the time. Like, literally. I just gave away a motorcycle yesterday. I give away stuff all the time, but I don't put it on YouTube. The guy Murph, I gave him that Buell.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Have you ever considered running an O2 sensor for your car, as Redneck Avenue is asking?
No, I mean I could. I'm not allergic to it. I don't know. I just do it the old school way. I look at the pipe. I smell what's coming out of it. I look at the plugs, and it tells me what's going on. The thing about unless you're monitoring each individual tube, you're really not getting very much valuable information from a single O2 sensor downstream, like let's say in the collector. You're getting the bank, but it's not giving you the distribution. So unless you're monitoring each individual header tube, it's kind of dubious the value of it. I'll tell you what, monitoring through one downstream O2 sensor is definitely not as accurate as a plug read. If you stop and you think about it, a plug read will at least tell you what the distribution is through the engine. It'll give you the overall, which is what the O2 sensor is going to give you, but it'll also give you the distribution, and the O2 sensor can't give you the distribution. So that's how I feel about that stuff. Darla's doing good girl. Darla did good girl.
Mexican Specs says, Kathy, where are the lapel mics? So, okay, you have to understand how this works, Mexican Specs. So I buy a piece of equipment, and it has to sit around for a while, and Tony has to get used to the idea of this piece of equipment.
Yeah, it takes a while. It takes a couple months.
I bought the the GoPro, and it took you probably 3 months
3 months at
before you
least.
actually turned it on.
Oh, before I wouldn't even look at it.
Right, you wouldn't even look at it.
I averted my eyes. Anytime I saw it sitting around, I averted my eyes so
Where's
as not to
Minnie?
see it. She was just here. She's
Okay.
back there someplace now.
So I buy the equipment and I'll leave it around so he sees it and he adjusts to it. Like the dog is adjusting to the puppy. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Tony
It takes
has
me a while to
adjust
adjust to anything new.
any sort of equipment.
And sometimes I
or
just outright
anything
reject
new.
it. You know,
I'm not
I've,
joking.
I've
I'm not
rejected lots
joking.
of things.
Don't give him the choice. Put the mic on him and slap his hand if he touches it. Oh, Tony has to adjust. Yes, he does.
I have to adjust.
He really
I
does.
I don't make any bones
I
about it.
I don't force things on him. I'll be like, look, I got you these mics. You really need them, and then I'll let it be for a little bit, and then I'll bring it up again in a couple weeks until he's like grown with the idea. Hello from Idaho, Kevin says.
What's happening in Idaho?
Give me one of those Cokes, please, Daniel Boyd says.
Go to Publix. They have Mexican Coke at Publix. That's what this is. Mexican. It's not American. It has real sugar in it. Not that high fructose, whatever the hell it is.
Joe K says, laugh out loud, let him sniff it for a while, get used to it, maybe taste it, think about it.
That's how I may have to piss on it, actually.
So you own it?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I may have to tinkle on the thing.
Oh,
and
no.
I don't know. I got to think about it.
Guys, I'm sorry.
Look, I am what I am. I mean, I don't pretend to be anything else.
8 Spaz says, hello from Colorado. I don't think this is professional, Tony.
I'm not a professional. I only do this for a living.
Okay.
There's a difference between,
Okay, so Evernorth sent you a super chat.
well, thank you.
Says, hi, Tony. Can you swap the pistons side to side in a 400 like you do the 318s? Also,
Yes.
preferred intake that would work well on a 400. Thank you.
So on a 400, you will get more of an effect from the piston reversal than you will on a 318 or like a 360 or even a 383. The 400 has more offset because it's got a bigger bore. It has more offset than any of the other. Actually, the 400s get the biggest bore of any production Chrysler engine, and it's got a huge piston offset. So yeah, you will definitely see a difference turning that sucker around. On a smaller engine, like for instance, okay, so like the oh god, those ding dongs over at Engine Masters, they tested the theory on a 360. The problem with the 360 is that the 360 only has 60 thousandths of an inch offset, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. You're moving the pin 60 thousandths to center, so 120 thousandths total. When you do it on like a 400, which has got like a quarter of an inch offset, it's huge. You start to really see the differences.
Here Olive says, whoa, did Winnie have a growth spurt?
Yes, please, every hour. It's the craziest thing.
Go get her. Winnie, come here. Winnie.
Winnie.
Winnie, come here.
Gwendolyn.
No, she's not going to answer that.
That's her pretty girl name.
It's Gwendolyn, yeah.
Gwendolyn.
But Winnie is short for Gwendolyn. But she
Come
can
here,
only
Winnie.
learn one word, one name at a time.
Winnie, come here.
Winnie. Puppy, come here.
Come here. Come here. I want to show. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
you
She
come
went
to
to
daddy.
daddy.
That's right. Oh.
Show everyone your growth spurt. There you
Big,
go.
huge growth spurt.
She's a big girl.
She's huge. You're such a good girl. Oh, Daddy loves you so much. Yes. You have worms. I know. Yep.
Let's see. Yep, she got big. She went for her shots, and they were like, she's a big girl. She is.
You want to get down? You want to get down? Okay.
Any news on Steve Max?
No.
Metal wants to know.
No. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't very concerned about him.
Yeah, no news.
Unfortunately, there's nobody, like, Steve's a loner. Steve, he lives by himself. He's out in Massachusetts. There's nobody else that, in our industry, like, around him. So there's nobody to talk to. There's nobody to ask. I called High Octane Classics. He does the videos for them. They gave me some of the information, mostly that he's still in the hospital and he's not able to speak. They told me that, and then I called. What the hell's the name of the place? Uh, Bernardston Auto Wreckers, in Bernardston, Massachusetts, and I asked them, and he says, and his exact words, his exact words. There, what? Don't say anything. Okay, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But all he was able to do was give me a rumor, and he said this is just a rumor, and
That's why I'm saying don't say it, because it is a rumor.
it is a rumor. So, and Kathy's right. That's why I'm not going to say it, because you say things and they get misconstrued or they
Right.
get whatever. So I'm just going to leave it at that. There's just a rumor concerning his health, and it's very not good thing.
He's sick.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is Winnie?
Where is she? She's right there.
Winnie.
Look how pretty Maggie's being.
Can you watch her?
Maggie's being extra pretty.
UK said no.
What's that?
He's saying UK said no.
No, she's right. She's right. She's right.
Trust me, I don't bust Tony around at all.
No,
But
when
there are
she's
some things that
when she's right, she's
shouldn't
right.
be said. Because they are just
I can't
that.
see
They're
her.
conjecture.
Take a look.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
She's gone.
What do you mean she's gone? Don't freak me out like that.
Where'd you go?
So she's there. We have like a picket fence at the other end of the yard, and she's found her way out of it a couple of times.
Okay.
Although I don't think she can fit anymore, to tell you the
She'll
truth.
fit.
She won't fit.
She'll
She
make her
can't fit.
way. All right. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we're hoping that he gets well as soon as possible too.
If there was any way I could contact anybody who is associated with him and get any more information, I would. But I just.
When did you get a border collie? 4 weeks ago.
Was it 4 weeks ago?
Yep.
Yes. 4 weeks ago on Friday. She's 10 weeks old.
Yeah, we got her when she was 6 weeks. She's getting big. Kathy, don't slip in? What do you mean? Don't slip in what? I don't know what you mean.
And we got her because we want to try agility competitions.
Yeah,
And
we're
the
gonna
border
do.
collie is the
We're doing
dog
it.
to do it with.
Your brother says Tony's wrapped around Kathy's finger. Don't let her fool you. He's not. Trust me. He's not.
Maggie, you're such a good girl. Why are you being such a good girl?
Johnny C says, that's so sad. Love his channel and have a few great responses from him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, Steve's 1 in a million. He really is. And
He's not wrapped around my finger. He's free messing.
obviously, we're more than willing to do anything possible that we can, that's within our power, to help Steve along. Once I even tried contacting the guy who does the channel for him, because I had some ideas.
Did you contact him?
I tried,
Okay.
and well, he hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Okay. Yeah, maybe he doesn't know what to do. You know, I don't know. I would just let people make the decisions that they need to make. I mean, we're here to help if anybody needs any help. Kathy can't bully him now. She's lost 400 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the rumor that you were spreading.
Her miraculous weight loss journey.
That I lost 400 pounds. This is not true.
What do you mean? Oh, don't be
It's
modest.
not true.
Don't be
It's
modest.
not true. I lost a couple of pounds that I gained when I quit smoking, and that was it. You know she's holding up cue cards. Really, James? So, James, when are you coming to visit? You can be on Sunday Night Live with your brother. When are you coming? Sarah says, Kathy, it's Fisher Kick Ass. Thank you, Sarah. 400 pounds equals 4 Uncle Cathys. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it was. She was big.
No,
She was
I
really
wasn't.
big.
No,
You
I
know,
wasn't.
and now the only difficult part now is that I can't see her very
No, you can't see
easily
me.
anymore.
No.
Used to be wherever she was in the house, really, you could either you could hear her, 'cause the crunching noises on the floor, or
You've never been invited.
the
Your brother says
shadows.
he's never been invited here.
He's never been invited here.
Are
What
you
is since when are you
kidding
to
me?
invite?
Okay, we're inviting you right now. Come visit us. We have
Yeah,
a spare room that you can stay in. It's lovely. The kids say, "Oh, this is my beautiful room."
you should get a
You can
shot of
use
these two
that one.
playing.
Okay, I have to get a shot of the dogs. Okay. See, this is what's going on
This goes on constantly.
constantly. Okay. Everybody okay? All right. Prayers for Steve Maggs. Yes, Rodney Burt. You what? What, James? What? Come. We have a spare room. I'm gonna have to go get a glass Coke now. Dang, I love him. Caitlin Hilton says.
Lily, shut up.
They need to do that so the puppy learns her place. Oh yeah, they're just playing.
Oh, they
Yeah,
go with
they
this
do it all the time.
Maggie is her mom.
Yeah.
Maggie has adopted her as her mom.
She lets the
She
puppy do
shares
whatever she wants to.
she shares her food with her. She shares her coffee in the morning. Maggie waits. Wait. Shush.
Oh my goodness.
Maggie waits till I'm having my coffee, and she waits until the cup is like almost empty, and I leave the very bottom of it for her. And now when the puppy comes, any other dog goes over, and she's like, "Argh." The puppy comes over, and she's like, she just steps out of the way so the puppy can take a sip.
So me, Machine Mania says the cars you like imitate the women you like. Mopar guys are chubby chasers. Do you see what you've done? You've told people that I was 400 pounds. I weigh in the 120s.
Mopars are anything but fat. I mean, unless you're talking about like Imperials.
I didn't lose 400 pounds. Tony's making that up. Tony told you to say that. Oh my goodness, James. You need squeak toy sneakers. No.
Oh,
Ooh, who got hurt?
the puppy got body slammed on the patio.
No. I'm not interested in vintage looks, okay? What happened to Steve Magnanti? He's sick.
He's sick. We don't know specifically.
We don't know.
Or I would tell
Nobody
you.
knows. Not on this build anyway. Tony's least favorite state. What's your least favorite state?
Maryland.
Really?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes, Maryland and New York is a close second.
Yeah?
But most of New York is actually a very nice place. It's just it's the rest of the state is
I like New York, actually.
tainted by the city. So, but Maryland is my least favorite state. Always has been. There's just something about Maryland. I can't put my finger on it. Like from the very first time I drove through it, entering Maryland, please drive gently. What the hell is that?
But McIntyre says, are you still buying projects or are you in a hold pattern?
Say that again now?
Are you still buying projects or are
Oh,
you
no.
in a hold pattern?
No, I have bought my last car.
Oh, but you almost bought that Oldsmobile the other day.
Oh, $400 for
Right.
a Delta. No, and I would have given it away. We would have done some content on it, and I would have given it away.
You would have.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was on Marketplace, and there was like a clean, low mileage 1984 Delta 88 for $400. How do you not, right? How do you not buy that? So, but somebody grabbed it ahead of time. But I wasn't going to keep that or do anything crazy with it. I just wanted to have it for a week or two, just drive it around and give it away. But no, I have purchased my last car to do as a project. The Belvedere.
Until he sees something really cool.
No.
Okay.
No. We're just working on the stuff we have. That's it. We're just going to work on the stuff we have.
So, James, when you come in to visit, Bryce says either way, prayers for him. What an awesome guy he is. Yes. Hopefully he gets well soon.
Winnie, what are you doing?
No title? No, it had a title. Hey, did you see that Mustang?
What Mustang?
That pristine Mustang. It was an '89.
Okay.
It's white with a gray interior.
Yeah.
Hatchback.
Okay.
LX.
Okay.
5-speed.
Okay.
It went like $4 grand for it.
Yeah, I don't want.
It's really nice.
I don't want.
Really, really nice.
I don't want. I'm gonna do something on
It was like untouched.
Andy May. He's like a former. Oh, he's still a Mopar guy.
Oh my gosh, it's hot out here.
But he's got a fleet of 5-liter Mustangs, and he's just about 5 miles from my shop. So I'm probably gonna do some Mustang stuff with him, his cars. But yeah, I have no desire to own another Mustang or anything. No desire to own anything. I'm done buying cars.
Chris Greenmaster says Tony not getting Kathy's hint that she wants the Mustang.
Yeah, she can hint all she wants. No more cars.
It's funny how I never really got the car that I wanted. Like, but that's how I met you. I tried to buy your car.
It was a
And
Charger.
like
You want a
40
'69
years
Charger.
later, I still have never gotten the car.
There must be a bunny over there. We have rabbits on the side of the house.
All right, so let's see. Something's wrong with Tony. When his wife is throwing cars for him to buy, check Tony for a fever.
No, guys, seriously, I'm trying to pare down. You know, a man needs to understand his own limitations, right? I'm one person. I don't know how many cars, trucks, and motorcycles. I don't know, but I know that it's too many because it's more than I can work on. It's more than I can upkeep. You know, just to keep stuff clean, just to keep it from getting
Oh
all
yeah, everything's filthy.
Yeah, no.
It's just clean all the time, and
Yeah.
it's still dirty.
I'm 61, 61 and a half, right? I'm heading into the home stretch, and I want to lighten the load. Obviously, I don't want to get rid of everything, but I want to get rid of anything that I'm not going to use, that doesn't have
I'm gonna get them in.
a purpose. Yeah.
Come on, let's go. You want a treat? Come on.
You never offer me a treat. You just,
Your whole life is a treat.
well, that's true.
Come on.
All right. Oh, she left. Cat, you can't just do that. Cat. She doesn't realize that without her feeding me like questions and
Your
statements and
brother
stuff.
wants to know if he comes down, is it going to be a marathon?
Yeah, we could do a marathon. That's it. Okay, I answered that. Hey, I need you out here. Cat. Do I have glasses? All right, wait, I think I got glasses. I got glasses. I can read questions. Okay.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not crazy, but you just abandoned me. You just get up and freaking run away.
Sorry, everybody.
Ugh.
I had to give the dogs treats. I can't yell treats and get them in the house and then...
But then you casually walked into the kitchen.
Casually
I watched you through the window, and then I panicked.
But I came out and I asked you the question. And I went back and I got some...
And I answered it, but it only took like 4 seconds to answer it.
I'm sorry, everybody. This is unprofessional. All right. Let's see. Oh, Dakota's here. Hi, Dakota.
Hey, Dakota.
We have way too much fun over the stupidest stuff. Okay, let's see. Wrenching with Grandpa. Any 66 Mopar products you want to sell, please list.
I got rid of my 66 Dart. No, I really, I don't have any more cars I don't want to get rid of. I got rid of my GT. I got rid of that 66 Dart. I got rid of, what else? There was something else I got rid of.
I don't know. The GT, the Dart, and what?
Well, I got rid of a bunch of motorcycles.
Yeah, motorcycles.
Yeah. I got 3 bikes. What the hell did I get rid of? I got rid of another car. I don't remember what it was. Doesn't matter. There's nothing else I want to get rid of, but I'm definitely, no question, not taking on any more any new projects.
Did you have a meltdown when I left? What did
Yes,
you say?
I had a meltdown.
Listen, Kat, you can't leave me alone. What did you say?
You okay? You got to understand, right? I count on you so that when there's like a pause, you jump in there with something from the screen. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So
yeah,
now,
I got that.
right. So without you there, I can't pause. I have to keep going.
But you do that naturally. I
But
don't understand
I
why
have
you
to.
have a problem with this.
I have to be on a roll with something.
Oh.
I have to be on some kind of roll.
Like you have to get used to the microphones.
Yes. I'd be a terrible podcaster.
We did podcasts.
Yeah, but I had other people. We had Ski and we had
I
Ron
used
Ward.
To, when we used to do the podcast, just you and me, I
Yeah.
used to talk just to make you talk.
Right. That's your job.
Yeah.
So now when you leave, just poof, like
Right,
that, you
I would
abandon
come
me.
up with questions and I would say things just to make you say things. Because I didn't want to talk. Tony, I'm your Tony's whoopee blanket.
I mean, what?
I'm your whoopee blanket.
Yes, yes. Somebody's got to be, and might as well be her.
Thanks, Tony. I guess that's a compliment.
Well, I mean,
Okay. All right. The Snickers bar for your meltdown. You can't melt down if I walk away because I know that you can make stuff up.
you know,
You do it all the time.
ever since your miraculous weight loss
Oh
journey,
my goodness.
since what the hell was? Oh, it's a cat fight. We got a cat fight going on,
Oh my goodness. We don't have cats.
and it's not the fun kind that happens in a bar parking lot at 3 a.m. It's a different type.
They're gone. It's your brother says it's like when the ventriloquist walks away from the puppet. Is that what it is, Tony?
Very
right.
much so.
Oh yeah, right. Because Tony doesn't have a mind of his
But
own.
ever since your miraculous weight loss journey has been completed, you're so mobile now.
Tony makes stuff up.
You're
I
so
did not
mobile
lose
because it used to be
400
you would just sit in one place for weeks at a time. It was hard for you to move,
Oh yeah.
you know. But now,
Right.
now that you've down to what 129?
Mhm.
Yeah, lost
I'm glad you guys think this is funny at least.
lost like 275 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Now she just moves around the house like a freaking ballerina. It's crazy,
Like a ballerina. All right.
like a gazelle.
Okay, Tony. Just like the old live TV shows, Rob Riley says. My cousin's dog has abandonment issues too. Don't we all? Don't we all have abandonment issues?
I am very, very dog-like. That's why
Right.
I get along with them the way that I do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's going on in Tennessee? Lights out at the zoo? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You have separation anxiety.
Sometimes I do.
Oh, Tony, you're killing me.
Pretty much every common issue a dog has, I also have.
Oh,
And I don't make any bones about it. It's the way I am. I don't really care.
Okay. Yeah, right, Tavo. I run around like a border collie, yes. Alright, so, Cow the Destroyer says, Tony, I'm putting a manual slant. Hang on, it's jumping. I'm putting a manual slant in an 80 W150. Want to sell me a steel crank slant so I can turbo it. Laugh out loud.
I don't have anything to sell.
No?
I don't have anything to sell. I have the stuff I need for the motor that's going in the Belvedere. I don't have anything else.
Oh no.
Oh, that was that. I didn't get rid of cars. Yeah, Plan Z.
Yeah, you're
The- I got rid of the body. The Slant 6 project lives on. The Plan Z concept lives on, but it's going in the Belvedere instead of that Dart.
The Belvedere, yeah.
Because the Belvedere is actually a car, so I can use it as a car.
Uh-huh. Okay. James. Your brother.
But yeah, I got rid of a lot of like engine stuff and heads and just piles of things.
Who cleans the yard after the dogs? I do. Let's see. Iceman 2K10 says, UT, pick your top 5 vehicles you want to keep.
Top 5 that I want to keep?
Mm.
Oh God, that would be really hard to do because I really love the ones that I have.
Did you start the blue Roadrunner this week?
I didn't.
You
No.
didn't.
No, I just moved the white one.
one.
So top 5 out of what I have that I would want to keep, definitely the blue Roadrunner, definitely the white Roadrunner,
Okay,
definitely Bottle Rocket.
that's 3.
The Charger.
4.
Oh God.
1 left. 1 car left.
I'd have to pick the Wrecker because
Are you serious?
yeah.
Over Slaghammer, over the Swinger.
Well, think about it, right? Bottle Rocket and Slaghammer both rely on the Wrecker.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'd have to get rid of the X-Shoes.
Oh, I forgot about the X-Shoes. Oh God. Oh. Okay.
We'd have to keep only 1 XJ.
All right. So then it would be the 2 Roadrunners. The 2 Roadrunners, Bottle Rocket, XJ, and the Wrecker.
Really?
Yeah. And it's not that I'm in love with the Wrecker. It's it's
So we wouldn't
useful.
keep the Charger?
It's useful. I would keep one of the XJs over the Charger.
Really?
Because it's infinitely more practical. Remember, I can only keep 5 of what we have.
All right. Well, now we know. The Charger's on the chopping block.
No, not really. It's a hypothetical thing.
Hemi Head sent you a super chat,
Thank you.
but I don't see any words that go with it. So I'm going to look. Because sometimes he tries to write with it and he can't.
Okay.
So I'll see if another comment comes up. Thank you, Hemi Head. The Wrecker is not a car. You get 6.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Then the Charger. Then the Charger stays.
Okay.
Then Slaghammer would be right after that.
Okay. You would it? Yeah?
Yeah. Although I gotta tell you, out of everything that I own, right? Out of everything that I own,
Yeah.
Slaghammer has the biggest visual impression on me. Like when I look at that car, like I walk in the shop and I look at that car, and it makes me smile.
Slaghammer?
Slaghammer.
Yeah.
Just because it's so stupid looking. It's a toy. It's a big, gawky toy that if I was like 6 years old and somebody said, draw a hot rod, and they gave me a crayon.
Is that how they talk?
Yeah. Because when you're 6 years old, that's how adults talk.
Okay.
Draw a hot rod.
I thought
Okay?
it was like, wah, wah, wah,
Right.
like that.
I would draw a Slaghammer. Exactly the way it is. And so yeah, I get the biggest kick out of that car.
The box truck? What about the box truck?
Well, yeah,
You can make it bulletproof, Dakota says.
thinking about I'm halfway thinking about doing something food truck.
We thought we
with
talked
the box
about
truck.
that, but
I
it's not
have
the best economy for food anything.
I have an idea for. I'm not gonna say what it is specifically.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
But it's the kind of thing that could be done really well in a small little truck like that.
Mm. Your brother is being a pain in the butt, of course. What the real question is which cars will Kathy let Tony keep? Right, James. You know your brother. Tony Rigatoni. Rigatoni truck? What did we see yesterday? A spaghetti sandwich truck.
Yeah, how ridiculous is that?
Kind of gross.
Only in Tennessee. Can I have a spaghetti sandwich, please?
Spaghetti sandwich. Do you want,
You want
some
how much
flour with your
flour, sir?
flour? Uncle Tony's Pizza. Yeah.
No. Something simpler than that.
Simpler.
Yeah, an impulse buy.
Mm-hmm. Chicken parm sandwich gone wrong. Yeah. At work, we have food trucks during the summer. One truck sells bowls of cereal.
I've seen that. I've seen. I don't know if I saw your truck, but I've seen food trucks that they just sell
James,
bowls
you
of
remember
cereal.
the truck at the garden center? The guy used to come with like homemade
Oh, the roach coach.
yeah, the roach coach. He would have like all different types of Italian chicken, chicken
Some of that
marsala.
stuff was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was really good. Meatballs, James says. Let's see. Time. Brett McIntyre says time for you to build a pedal car to save fuel. Is
I
gas expensive again?
I have my fuel saver cars.
Charlie Romez says spaghetti sandwich, extra sauce, please.
Extra flour, please. You have to sprinkle flour over the top of that like cheese.
That's so that the spaghetti doesn't stick to the bread.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Territory Tony, the Tennessee's tourist board called needing more urban drives than the Charger. Please don't make people move here. We're full.
We are full.
We're full. And the prices of everything just keep going up. Stop.
Yeah, but wait, think about it. Anybody who watches our videos and gets influenced to move here via our videos are already kind of our people. So it's cool. You're bringing cool people over. Think about it.
But they're driving the price of property up.
That's okay. It's all going to crash. Everything's crashing. Don't stress it.
Listen to what he says.
No, listen to what I'm telling you. Everything is going to crash.
Oh my goodness. Uncle Tony's grease trap. Uncle Tony's smuggling Mexican coke from south of the border.
I'll be the king of the black
market. It doesn't have poison
market.
in it. It has sugar.
I can't wait for the crash because I will be the king of the local black market. You name it, I'll have it. I'm already geared up for it. I'm already ready.
I don't know if you can say that on YouTube. Tony Spumoni. Here we're circling the train.
That might actually be my real dream.
What?
Everybody has a dream.
Spumoni truck?
No. To be the king of the local black market.
Yes, that's been your dream since I met you.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything from vodka to saran wrap. You name it.
Right.
We got it.
You're born for that, Tony.
I swear to God, I was born for that.
A local warlord.
Yeah. People are all like, oh, we're being taken over by communists. We're becoming a communist country. And I'm like, that's fine. Let them do that.
This is not
Black market. King of the black market right here. Who rules Bartertown? Uncle Tony.
Oh, no, Tony. Okay, listen. The other automotive YouTube channels aren't talking about these subjects.
They're all
on their
weak.
lives.
They're all weak and silly.
You can sell pantyhose. You can sell pantyhose and penicillin out of your trunk of the Charger.
You got it.
Oh my goodness.
You got it.
Too funny. Only someone from New York. Kill for peace, 69 cents.
Yeah.
In New Yorker's defense, we kind of had to grow up like that. Like, if you weren't on your toes...
You have to be on your toes.
If you were not on your toes, like, you got run over.
You get crushed. You get crushed.
Like, that's just the way it is. So you kind of...
So it's bred into me. Like,
stand up for yourself and hustle and do all these things. Otherwise, you're toast.
I wish it wasn't bred into me because it made me like hyper, super crazy competitive.
Yeah.
Which I'm not really anymore. I was crazy when I was younger. Like very, very, like competitive to a fault, right? Mm-hmm. And then some. But that's just the breeding. That's you raised in a place like New York City and kind of on at the street level, and man, that's it. It's the only way to survive.
Shirley says, "Hey, you want it? I got it."
Yeah. Tylenol or Muckalux? What do you want? I got it.
We grew up around people like that, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you need a liver transplant? We'll talk about this.
Charlie says, "Harry, I'm from New York." Yeah. Sold from a
Charlie
trench
knows what I'm
coat.
talking about.
Yeah.
When Charlie met me, Charlie met me. We had the gas station on Richmond Terrace and Castleton Avenue,
The corner.
the corner. And when Charlie met me, I had so we did like regular repairs. I was 20 years old. Oh God, that's 41 years
I
ago.
know.
Holy shit!
I know.
So we had a 3-bay gas station, or service bays with the gas station, and then I had a container, like a container, like a truck, right? A container on the side, and it was filled with big block Mopars. Do you remember this, Charlie? I used to go to every junkyard in the area, and they all had at the time, like this is back in the day, they all had their engine piles. So what they would do is before they sent the cars off to be crushed, they'd pull the motors out, right? And they had an engine pile, and these piles were like 30, 40 feet high, and it was like a paradise. Like, if you had a time machine and you can go back to this, I like. And the crazy thing is, I remember seeing stuff like 340s in there. You know what I mean? And you don't even think about it because I was only after the big blocks. I was only after the orange big blocks. And occasionally I take a blue one, turquoise, right? But really, you were looking for the orange big blocks, and I used to buy them for $25 a piece. So, I every couple of few days I'd make my rounds to the local junkyards, climb the pile, go up there with a big like a torsion bar, push the motors off the pile that I wanted. They'd roll off to the side. I give them $25 a piece for them, and then we would haul them back and stock them in the container. So like at any given time, I had like 25 big blocks just always sitting in the container. What?
Just laughing.
You don't remember this?
He says, I do remember the engines. Charlie says. Your brother says Uncle Tony's garage is full of everything you need.
Oh yeah, it's packed.
James is the same way. He's acting all innocent and stuff. Like he's not like that too.
Yeah,
He
we're
just
born
does it in a
hustlers.
quieter way. Let's see. We're talking to each other. The junkyard I worked at left the engines in the car. It's crazy. 77 says.
So now on the other side, so I had the container so if you're facing the front of the shop, the container was on the left side, and on the right side, I had a lineup of cars. It was always big block Mopar, not big block Mopar, always B-body Mopars. I'd make the rounds, anything I get my hands on. I had do you remember the monster?
The kid?
The kid?
The poor kid, yeah.
So we
I
had
know why you called him that.
that was his name, the monster. So this kid.
Everybody had a nickname, so.
Everybody had a nickname, right? His
Just
nickname
the way
was
it
the monster, and he was huge. He was like 6'5", like 375 pounds, and like all muscle, like just all friggin' muscle. So I had bought Charlie probably remembers this car. I bought a red. It was a double red, 69, red interior, red gut or red exterior, 69 Charger RT that had been had like a dashboard fire, and I bought the car for whatever I bought it for, like $100, whatever. That's what they went for back then. And I bought the car. I stripped the drivetrain out of it, motor, trans, rear, and the K-frame. I took the K-frame too. Don't remember why. And then I needed to get rid of it. So this kid, the monster, used to go around. He was a scrapper back then, right? And he had a dolly. So help me, you can't make this stuff up, right? He had a dolly.
If only we had cell phones that took video back then.
No, you see, I tell stories like this, and people can be like, yeah, sure,
Yeah,
right? So you can't make this up, right?
It.
He had like a big dolly. Let's just say about the size of this patio table, all right? With ropes. Well, he wanted to scrap the Charger. I needed to get it out of the way. So I says, yeah, sure.
That was the one you crashed into the building?
No, there was another one. There was another Charger I crashed into the building. So I go back in the shop and I'm doing whatever work I'm doing, water pump, whatever it happens to be, and I stick my head outside the shop, and there's the monster, and he's got this charger, the whole freaking car, on his dolly, like kind of sideways. How he did it, I don't know. I didn't watch him do it, but he did it, right? He didn't have jacks, he didn't have tools, nothing. And then I watched him proceed to walk this thing down the road. He just grit like just
A busy road.
a busy road,
In New York City.
in New York City, okay? And he's got this charger body on the friggin' dolly, and the yard that he was going to scrap it to was probably a mile away or thereabouts. And I watched him as he's pulling out of my shop with the body of this car on the dolly, pulling it like this, with his back walking backwards, and he walked this thing to the scrapyard.
He had a big rope, right?
He had big rope. It was big, huge dolly with big wheels and big rope and huge, gigantic him, and he walked this thing to the junkyard.
Yep. It's true. Nobody would believe it. Let's see. Rodney says, Tony, I need some Hemi heads and intake for a Pontiac. Got any laying around?
Mickey Thompson, Hemi heads. No. The for you guys who don't know, Pontiac V8 has the same bore centers, and I don't remember what the hell they are, but the Pontiac V8 has the same bore centers and the same bolt pattern as a Chrysler, an early Chrysler Hemi, 331, 354, 392. So Mickey Thompson cast Pontiac specific Hemi cylinder heads. So it was like 1960, 61, 62, someplace in that range. So for a period of time there, you could go buy aluminum aftermarket Hemi cylinder heads for a Pontiac V8.
What's up, two hacks?
What's happening, man? How are you?
What about the charger you hit the building with?
That was a different charger. Oh, Mickey Thompson also did that with the FE. He had Chrysler Hemi heads that were reworked to fit the FE block also. What was that question?
Charlie says, I think that was the wrecking yard past the Cacciamani Brothers shop.
No, it was the other way. The Cacciamanis were like, so if you pull out of the shop, the Cacciamanis were to the right, and the place that he was taking it to was to the left. And I think it was Edkins might have been.
Are you sure he wasn't going to the right? Because I swear I saw him going to the
No,
right.
no, I see him right now.
I see him too.
Walking it through the intersection. Going to the left.
Okay. Yeah. Is a 361 a good engine?
It's okay. It's nothing to get excited about. It's a great cruiser motor.
Dakota says, I want to put factory Hemi heads on a Pontiac engine. I think feller could come up with something.
There had to be a reason that Mickey Thompson cast the head specifically to fit the Pontiac block. It might have something to do with water jackets. That I don't know. I don't know the specific differences between the Mickey Thompson heads and the regular Chrysler heads. Because somebody else was doing aluminum heads for the Chrysler at the time too. And I'm drawing a blank on who it is, but it's not just a simple bolt-on thing. Like the important stuff all lines up, but I guess it's the extraneous water jackets and possibly I don't know.
Have you ever driven an AMC AMX, Roger Dalton?
Yes.
It may be the water jacket.
It's something. I don't know what it is. The information is out there. Just Google it. Mickey Thompson Hemi heads.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Aaron Lutz says, UT, I'm putting an Offenhauser 2x4 intake on a 420 stroker. I was wondering what CFM of ABS style carb you'd recommend. I'm thinking dual 650s.
Yeah, well, they come in 650s for a 6 1/4. That's what the factory would have put on there. So if you go back to like 1961, 1960, 61, 62, they were putting that same dual quad setup with the 6 1/4 AFBs on 361s, 383s. There was a from the factory, right, off the assembly line. Um, and then there was the 343 horse 383 package. What the hell was that?
Sophisticated.
That was like over the counter. Um, they use those carburetors on like everything.
Are you okay? It was a bug.
It was a giant bug that screamed. I heard it scream.
You heard it scream.
Yeah.
It hit the house and yelled. Um, Me and Machine Mania, can you street a half-filled block, or are they limited to race use only at that point?
Yes, as long as as long as flow through the heads is not obstructed. And there's enough cooling through the oiling system on the very bottom end of the engine that it's okay. So if you do like a half fill, you won't have any problem with it on the street at all. You only have a problem with the street on the street is when you don't have, let's say, more or less equal flow through the head and the block. So like for instance, if you've got like, let's say, 2 inches of water jacket space in the head, well, you need about that in the block, and then you've got adequate cooling. Less than that, and then yeah, you start to run into issues.
Okay, Edison wants to hear about the charger hitting the building, and Rusty wants to know if you're going to stroke the XJ.
Jory's still out on the XJ. The charger. Yeah. So I told this story before.
Yeah.
I had a 68 Charger that I was 20 years old. I had a lot of Chargers. I had Chargers everywhere. And when you met me, how many Chargers did I have?
Just the one.
No, we had the place on Old Amboy Road. The whole back of it was Chargers.
No, you just had the one. You had your Charger.
What about the place on Amboy Road?
You didn't have Chargers back there when I met you. Because I wanted a Charger, and I got that 70, and that was the first one.
The blue 70.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had
You
this.
should have kept that car. Such an idiot. An idiot.
Got rid of a lot of cars.
I know.
But I had a 68 Charger, and I had a 440, and I had some fender well headers, and just a bunch of stuff laying around. I was like, okay, I'm going to build something like really cool, really light. So I took this Charger and I gutted this car. Anything I couldn't cut out of it, I drilled holes in. It was so light that I had to move it. And me and 3 other guys each grabbed the corner of the car and just lifted it up, and it was gutted. And I put the 440 in there, and it's an automatic and whatever gear it was. It might have been a 456, I don't remember. But the car was like super, super light. So I get it running, and the first time I take it out, so you have to picture this now. My shop was on the corner of Old Amboy and Armstrong. Not that
Nobody
means
knows
anything
where
to
that
anybody.
is.
Nobody, that doesn't mean anything, right? The shop and around the shop was
Charlie knows where that is. That's
Charlie
it.
knows where it is. So my shop was on a curved road, so it was straight in front of my shop, and then it curved, and in the curve was an MG dealer, Lures MG. We had a lot of Brit cars in my neighborhood when I was a kid, so I worked on a lot of Brit cars, and because Lures was just pumping them out.
Stay on topic.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm just joking. I'm busting chops.
So the first time I take the car out, the first time it's running, I take the car out in front of the shop, right? And I whack the throttle, and the car goes, ah! Right? Just no traction. Oh, that's awesome, right? So I back it up, right? And I hit it again, wah! Right? Oh, that's great. I back it up, I do it again. It does the same thing, but now it grabs. And it felt really good. And I was like, okay, I better slow down. I got the curve, right? So I take my foot off the gas, and it doesn't really change the like. So now I got the wheel turned, my foot's off the gas, but the car's going straight, and I slam on the brakes, and it just keeps going straight, and I crashed it into the side of the Lures dealer, Lures MG. Didn't damage the building, and just crumpled the fender a little bit. It was like a love tap, right? So that was the end of fun and games for that. And at the time that I did this, I was moving. By the way, we got a new shop. I'll tell you guys about it. So at the time, I was moving from that shop to the one on Richmond Terrace. So the car just got parked for a while, and I did everything else, my regular work, and then started moving stuff over. So now we move into the shop over on Richmond Terrace. And I brought that car with me. And it sat there for like 6 months. Didn't touch it while I just did regular work. And I'm looking at the car one day, I'm like, I got to get that thing running. That's a really fun car. I'm going to go race that car. So I fire it up, I get it running. Now, the gas station, right, or the shop, the gas station, had, you know, the front of it was maybe, I don't know, 100 feet, 120 feet, or thereabouts. And then there was an apartment building, it was a chain link fence and an apartment building next to it, right? So I got the car running, and it was like, I remembered that the brakes were like a little sketchy on it, meaning like the car just didn't want to stop. It would just lock up the wheels. So I did the same thing. I hopped it a couple of times, and the car was like, there's a response. It was like just beastly, right? Like that, right? I was like in my glory, and I stuck in the gas just a little too long, and I tried to stop it before I got to the chain link fence, and I slid right through the chain link fence, and I crashed it into the apartment building, and that folded the nose of the car up like that. And that was it. I pulled the motor and transat and scrapped the body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You stayed on topic really well. You did a good job.
Did I?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was just playing with you. Let's see. Tony, if Mopar didn't exist, would you build Ford or Chevy?
Chevy.
Wayne Buzzle.
Chevy.
I have. Chevy, really?
Yeah.
See, I thought you would have said Ford.
No. Well, I mean, so like I had my Fox body thing, and I do love Windsors, but I got to tell you, like the small block Chevy, the traditional small block Chevy, is I've always had like real affection for the things.
Since when?
Oh, how many small block Chevys did I build back?
Yeah, but you never had affection for them.
How many small block Chevys have? Bullshit.
Are you talking about like?
Go back.
When you were a kid?
Think back.
You did not like small block Chevys.
Oh no. Wait a minute. When I was a kid,
about?
no.
Yeah.
But later on, as
When?
the 80s, the 90s, how many friggin' small block Chevys did I build? Every time I turned around, it was I had more small block Chevy stuff in the garage than I did Chrysler stuff.
Affection for them.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. I gained a lot of affection for those things.
Maybe as you got older.
As I got older, yes.
I'm keeping you honest. Let's see. How do you highlight a name in live chat? I have no idea. I didn't even know that you could do that. Oh, are you talking about?
For a good period of time, I was always at least one small block Chevy going together at my shop. I did one after another, after another, after another.
Well, like
especially when the
cars.
383 stroker thing became the thing. Everybody wanted a 383 stroker. How many 400 cranks did I stuff in a 350 block?
This is cicada, buddy.
Sounds like a bat.
Yep. Okay, let's see. What, Dickie Forley? You got a new dog a couple months ago? His name is Freddie. He's
Congrats.
a German wire-haired pointer. But I might be taking a young adult dog that looks just like your new pup. Oh, very cool.
Very cool.
Awesome. Congratulations. Oh, it's hot.
It got hot out here all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
like I'm dying right now.
Right?
You have no idea how hot it got.
I just noticed I go the last couple of minutes. Like the temperature went up about 10 degrees.
Yeah, it did. Okay, let's see. Small box Chevys are cheap and simple to build. Chris Greenaway. UTG. How do you bring a project home without your previous project getting envious and temperamental?
they're gonna do it. Just go ahead and do it anyway.
My glasses are fogging up.
It got crazy.
Sorry, guys.
All of a
I
sudden,
can't
like out of the
see.
blue, it just.
Ooh, it's hot.
It's like a heat wave, like a global warming happened
Is
all
that
of a
what's
sudden.
happening? Really?
It's not my imagination, right? I'm
No,
not just like
my
having hot
glasses are
flashes or
fogging
something.
up. No, it's hard for me to see. South Farmington sent you super chat,
Thank you.
but I'm trying to read what they're saying, but I can't read it. Oh no, why? I'm clicking on it. South Farmington, I can't see what you said. It's not showing me. Okay, celebrate, it says celebrate South Farmington. I did, but it's not letting me read.
Jesus.
South Farmington, I'm sorry, I can't see what you wrote. For some reason, it's being covered up. Can you write it for me in a regular comment and I'll read it? I'll look for it. I'm sorry. So, remind me. I have
South
to look
Farmington.
for South Farmington. Okay, he says, I don't know how Super Chat works. Haha, no, it's okay. For some reason, like the bottom of it is covered with something that says, oh, South Farmington just sent you a Super Chat. Right, but I could see that he typed something, but only the top of it. So, what was your question, South Farmington? Is that Mothra?
It's something. It's.
Mothra?
I don't know if you guys can hear this thing, but when it moves, it's just like you can hear its wings going crazy, and it's just banging into stuff. I don't like bugs.
It's just a bug, Tony. Just a bug. Hopefully no tornadoes. Probably not. Still looking for your comment, South Farmington. It's fly season, yeah. Here too. Go stomp on it, Tony.
No, I don't want to kill it.
Jim K says rebuild and mod an old school GM small block or LS it. Where's the money better spent? Best bang for the buck. What's your opinion?
LS is the best bang for the buck. When you're talking about budgets, I mean real budget stuff, LS is that's it. There's your bottom line for real budget stuff.
We need air conditioning out here.
We do. Why don't we have air conditioning out here?
I don't know. Why gasket match? I was told by a manufacturer that intake gaskets are 30 larger than port size.
Intake manifold gaskets are always oversized because there are variations in the ports, in the castings. So when they make intake manifold gaskets, they do them to the largest size possible that you would come across. So using the gaskets as a template, the reason you would gasket match is to use the gasket as a template, not only for the largest size of the port, and you have to actually go up into the port in both directions to bring the whole thing out to that size, but also so that the intake there's no step between the intake and the exhaust, or the intake and the exhaust, between the one side and the other. So between the cylinder head and the intake manifold, you want to make sure there's no step or intrusion in there, so that there's no place for fuel to hit and fall out of atomization.
Okay, so South Farmington says, I recently went to Nova Scotia on vacation. Nice. And found old railway date nails in an abandoned track. Earliest one is 1926.
Huh.
I thought you would find that cool since you like trains. I'll send you one.
I appreciate the
that's
thought, but
nice.
no, yeah, but don't. We have way too much
It's
paraphernalia
nice that he
around here.
thought of you. That's
But
really nice.
it's wonderful that you thought of me. Thank you.
Tony does love trains. Oh, it's hot. I don't know if I can handle this
Right?
much longer.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Okay. Sounds like a cicada. Yeah, it is a cicada.
We're supposed to get them already?
I don't know. We don't have like, I don't know, they're like here all the time. It's not just, every 7 years that used to be a thing.
Right.
I don't know if that still goes. Let's see. Mean Machine Mania says, I saw a poll Engine Masters put out asking which build people wanted to see more of, and people chose an LQ9 over their slant. I will never understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you don't know?
Yeah, I try to block anything that comes from those guys. I try to block it out of my field of consciousness. So
So they say the same thing about UTG.
I'm sure they do.
Good stuff. Have fun. Put a hot tub on the back porch. No, it's too hot out here. You know, we should enclose it. That's what we should do. And put an air conditioner.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Oh.
But then it's just might as well just sit in the house then.
No, it's just an extra room. That's outside, sort of. You're in Tennessee. Nope, they're annual. Cicadas are annual. Let's see. Have you seen? Oh no, Steve Magnanti. They're asking about Steve Magnanti. No, he's sick right now, and we haven't seen him, and we don't have any details. What's the most power you got out of a naturally aspirated slant?
I have no idea.
Not very much. Right?
Not very much.
Not very much. Chungo68 says, sorry so late. Don't let it happen again. Jones, did you talk about the Super 318 build yet?
You know, we haven't because it ran off into crazy.
Why don't you settle that?
I'll address this one more time.
Why don't you just like address it in a video or something?
Because I'm just trying to pretend it never happened.
You can't. You can't pretend it never happened.
So I had brainstormed this thing out with Andy. Talked about it with David. It was all like I knew exactly what we wanted to do with this thing, how it was going to go, and it was all supposed to be done between the three of us. Mostly done out of David's place, so that we would each fill in our parts of it on our channels and keep it all together. And then the next thing I know, there's this guy down in Florida who's like taking it over. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Right? I don't want to say anything bad about the guy. I'm sure he's a very nice guy. I'm sure he's very capable. But I didn't bargain for that. I bargained for something that we would work on together, keep it in this little tight circle, and we would work off of each other's things. And then you get this wild card comes up. And I'm like, I had a hard time with that. And then David starts sending me messages saying, hey, you got to send parts to Florida. I got to say, who to what, right? So at that point, I was just like, okay, I am unplugging from this whole thing and let it all just gel out, however it's going to gel out. And I'll catch up on it later on. And that's the status. That's where we're at with it. It just ran away from its original intention.
And you just didn't have any control over
I had no control over it.
what was going on.
Right. I'm one of those people, if I don't have control over something, now I'm not a control freak, so don't get the wrong idea. But if I don't have control over something, I just assume...
That you're participating in.
Yeah.
Like you have to have control over your portion.
Right, I have to have
What's
control
being done,
over,
yeah.
right, over my portion of it. And if I lose that control or that sense of control, then I just as soon pass it on. Here, you want it so badly, knock yourself out. I've done that with channels. I've done that with a number of channels, not just this one project. You know, oh, you want it so bad, you go for it.
Not a control freak.
I'm not a control freak. I'm not a control freak. I'm a control freak over the things that directly affect me, right? But I mean, I have no desire to control anybody else's existence or anything like that.
Good night, Tumbleweed.
Good night, brother.
Business is business. Don't mess it up. Yes, Dada. It happens, though. Nikki Farley. I'm not a control freak, just a freak. Good, the dogs are barking. I like the video you did on the runaway Mercury comet or whatever it was.
Oh yeah,
Bradley said. That was a long time ago.
that got a lot of views. It's still getting views.
Is it?
Yeah, I keep
saw
seeing
somebody
comments pop up
commented,
from that.
Kevin L., do you think these cars will ever go down in price? Seems like lately everything is a minimum of 15 grand.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Go ahead, talk for a minute. I'm gonna give the dogs some.
I bet you better hurry up back. You better hurry up back. Okay, so not even that long ago, right? Go back about 10 years ago, where I remember having a conversation with Kathy. I was like, you watch the cars that are going to skyrocket in value. It's not going to be muscle cars. It's going to be like regular everyday cars. And I said it a few times on this channel when we first got started, but it's happening now, right? And so we did that video the other day about that F-150 to $5,600 taillight issue, and we got like way over 1,000 comments on that, and the tone of the comments was all the same. It's like, it's gone too far. I have no interest in these in this level of technology. My next car is going to be, and then people are filling the blank from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, pre-2005, but like almost unanimously, everybody who commented on that video was like, yeah, it's gone too far. I'm not going to deal with this stuff anymore. I don't want to deal with it. So because you've got this, and it's not among the general public, because the general public is asleep, okay? But people who are mechanically aware, mechanically awake, are looking at everything that's happened now, and they're saying, yeah, you know what, when this thing goes, or my 2018, whatever it is, goes, has a major failure, my next one is going to be a 1980s whatever. And again, see, it just depends on their preferences. So I do believe, so I mean, you want to talk about like conspiracies, right? Ooh, conspiracy.
Do you want a soda before you talk about conspiracies?
Sure, I'll take a soda. Yeah.
Okay. See, I know this is going to go on for a minute.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, you had the Cash for Clunkers deal, right? I'm sure you guys remember Cash for Clunkers. Now, Cash for Clunkers didn't take out too many of our cars, or any of them. I think there was a cutoff for the years. But it did take out a tremendous number of 1980s, 1990s cars, OBD1 cars. It took out huge numbers of them. And it almost appears to me, because the Cash for Clunkers thing happened simultaneously with the emergence of this whole completely integrated electronic system ideology that the manufacturers are using today, where everything's hooked together with not just one CAN bus system, but several CAN bus systems, making the cars unrepairable. And now you've got this push for EVs. So it appears to me, if you want to be conspiracy minded, is that Cash for Clunkers was the first step. Get these repairable cars off the road, out of the way, replace them, and give incentives for people to buy cars that are not repairable, drive them pretty much to the poorhouse trying to keep up with everything, and then drop the EVs on them. And I think, God bless.
Thank you.
And Kathy sneezed quietly. I'm not just saying God bless randomly.
Yeah. Oh,
But
bless
I
everyone.
could, just the same, right? So like I said, there's a lot of stuff evolving right now, and I've been thinking about this a lot since I dropped that video, and I realized how unified the response is. Because that, like, if I had done that video, let's say 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I know there would have been a lot of kickback on it, right? Oh, you're just a lot of the technology the whole way until I says enough is enough, which is what most people that are mechanically minded, mechanically awake, that's what most people are doing right now. They're saying, okay, enough, I'm going back. So I've been thinking about this a lot, and I actually have a vehicle in my mind, that I believe is going to skyrocket in value over the next 3 to
Wait,
5
what?
years.
What did you say? What? You have what?
I have a vehicle in mind
Okay.
that I believe is going to skyrocket, is going to go crazy over the next 3 to 5 years.
Uh-huh.
And it's the most unlikely. You would never believe. Okay, so if you guys watch me, you watch this channel, you know what I'm about, you know the kind of stuff that I do. The one vehicle I think is going to become head and shoulders above in terms of desirability for people looking to get away from all of this stuff, you're not going to believe what it is. But I'm going to do a video on it.
You are going to do a video
Yes,
on
I'm
it?
going to do a video on it.
People are saying the Corolla.
No. And trust me when I tell you, you can guess at it all
Camry.
night long. Nope.
G-Body. Yukon.
You could guess at it all night long. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. I guarantee it. Because until I really looked at it myself, like a couple of nights of laying there thinking and pondering, and it never would have occurred to me either. Like if you had asked me this last week, I never would have had this answer.
Last week?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, it's a
So this is all new?
it's a newly developed chain of thought.
And you didn't discuss it with me?
No,
I
because
didn't know
it's not the
these
kind of thing you'd be interested in.
things? Oh, okay. I'm a girl.
No, not because you're a girl. It's just it's not the type of thing that would interest you.
Subaru, BMW, and Mercedes.
Forget it. Don't waste
Chevy
your
Bel
time.
Air,
Don't waste your time. It's a specific.
XJ. I would say XJ.
It's not,
That's
but
what I
it's a
would say.
specific make and model.
Specific make and model.
Specific make and model built over a range of, I guess it was about 10 or 12 years.
That's it?
Yeah.
10, 12 years.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say about it now because I'm going to do a video on it.
And now I'm going to think about it because I'm not interested in it. Dakota truck. Laugh out loud. This is fun. You go. AMC.
Nope.
Flintstone cars.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Peabody,
You're not going to
Pinto,
get it.
Hellcat. Country of origin?
America.
American.
Yeah.
It's American. The neon.
Don't waste your time. You're not going to get it. But when I tell you what it is,
But waste
when I
your
tell
time.
listen to me, because I know you guys, right? When I tell you what it is, you're going to go, why didn't I think of that? And you're going to go out and you're going to buy one.
Are we buying one?
No.
Why?
Because we have enough of
But
our.
they're gonna go up in so much value.
It's
you
okay.
said.
It's okay. I don't want to play that game.
We don't need money.
We do YouTube.
I like money.
Money's great.
Buick,
No.
Chevy
When-
Vortex, Gen
when-
4 Camaro.
You wait. When I'm telling you, I'm gonna do this video, and they're gonna be like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. Oh, funny, Tony. It's Dodge Aspen.
No.
Okay.
No.
What brand? Fred Flintstone's asking what.
I'm not gonna say. It's an American
You're not
brand.
saying what brand.
I'm
It's
not gonna say.
American, so
I'm not gonna
it's,
say. But I will say this about it, okay? Its mechanical heritage is unmatched, okay, in terms of things that can be swapped into it, okay, and be functional. Unmatched, completely unmatched. And its versatility, it can fit every situation, from a family hauler to a work
What?
vehicle. I'm telling you.
A Volvo wagon.
No.
Oh,
Nope. Nope.
oh my goodness. Some kind of truck.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, it is some
Oh,
kind of truck.
really? It's a truck? It's
don't-
not an XJ?
No, it's not an XJ.
What the?
The XJ isn't nearly as versatile, or
What?
the vehicle I have in mind has literally right now just laying around the world billions and billions of parts that it can just be slammed into it to send it down the road just fine. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Pick another topic and
Pick another topic.
pick another topic.
They're talking about this topic.
No, pick another topic.
But a Crown Victoria?
No,
A
no, no.
Blazer?
No,
El Camino?
no,
Crown
no,
Vic?
no, no. None of those. None of those things.
Silverado, a school bus, a Toyota Land Cruiser.
Oh, jeez.
See what you started? A Suburban,
I'm gonna go
a
watch somebody
mail
else's
truck,
live.
a Ram truck. What? A
I'm gonna-
Ram Charger?
No.
Elvis isn't dead.
Yeah.
A Jeep, a G20 van.
Forget it. I'm telling you, you guys are not going to get it.
Did you already talk about the new shop?
Okay, so when we moved into the shop that we're in now,
Just tell us.
I'm not going to tell you because I want to do a video on this. I want to do a video on this. It-
Just to tease people?
It's a I have a thought-provoking topic, a
Okay.
conversation-provoking topic that I want to cover in a video, and I don't want to give it away now.
Oh, do we need the vehicle to make the video?
We're going to go find one.
We're going to find one?
Yes. Probably a pull-apart.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. So, when
I know what it is.
You don't.
I think I do.
You do not.
I think I do.
You do not know what it is. Trust me. If one was parked in the driveway
Yeah.
and didn't have nameplates on it, you wouldn't even know what it was.
What?
I'm just telling you. Enough of this. So when I moved into the shop that we're in now, I did it in the mind of I had delusions of grandeur, right?
No.
So I took the building that I had because I had envisioned a lot of activity going on, and I needed the space for that activity.
Could have been.
What's that?
Could have been.
Could have been what?
A lot of activity going on.
There was.
There was.
But people get weird. They get flaky. They get ego goes crazy, right? And I didn't anticipate this. Until you do this, until you're on this side of YouTube, you don't understand how crazy people can be. Okay? So we tried several different situations in the time that I was there, and they all ended badly. Right? Might have been my fault. I'm not saying it's not my fault. But things didn't work the way I assumed that they would work. So now I have way too much space. And then the half of the shop that you never see is a bunch of studio spaces. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to set up different channels
Offices.
and run them out of that place. So that's why I took that place. Didn't pan out. Can't get the people to do, I can't find the people to fill the roles that I had envisioned. So at this point, I gotta be like, okay. So we moved into there April of last year. I had a 3-year lease.
Not
And I was
last year.
What's that? April of 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 years.
So this April it'll be 3 years, and the lease is up. So I've already secured a spot that we'll be moving into that's much more manageable. Because I have dead space. I don't even know how many square feet it is. It's like a stupid amount of square footage, and I use a quarter of it. So it's way the hell out away from everything under the sun. So now I've got something that's much closer to auto parts stores and just conveniences, food, right? Civilization, and more suited to what I do and the direction I'm taking this channel in. So go us. We have new digs coming up.
Yay. Will there be an Avro Arrow on the show?
A what?
An Avro Arrow?
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know either. Tony's trying to start a YouTube empire.
I give up on that. I thought I had really big visions. I don't have any more.
GMC Cracker Box? We're still guessing.
Yeah, go ahead. Guess all you want.
Sid Ryder says nice. So I think you'll be happy there, right?
I'll be much happier. I'll
Yeah.
absolutely be much happier. And it's sharing an area with other car people. That's the other problem I have. because I work by myself and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, over a set of hands. Like
Mm-hmm.
just, hey, I gotta lift, I gotta get this seat in the car. You know what I'm saying? And it's like humping a. I had to do it the other day. I was working on the swinger. I fixed the bottom of the seat and I put new carpet in it. And it's like, okay, getting the seat out by yourself, a big bench seat, getting that out by yourself is one thing. Getting it back in is another thing. And it's like, can't work. It's hard to work like that. So where I'm the next place, I will be surrounded by other car people. So
Mm.
it'll make life a lot easier.
UT mind control? What?
Yeah, we do mind
Oh
control
yeah, all the
also.
time, right?
There's a lot of, neurolinguistics programming. It's always happening under the,
Uh huh.
watch my hand.
Right.
You see,
What?
watch my
Yeah.
hand, right?
Back to the storage units. No, no.
No, no.
It's a shop. No storage units.
I still have the play. Oh, I don't have the units anymore, but I still have the whole
The
back of the
space in
lot
the
at
back,
that
but
place.
you're not gonna really need that anymore, right? And
Uh,
once you get the other shop.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff back there.
Yeah, but
I know.
you guys are still the best.
We try.
Chongo says. Some people would disagree. It's okay. Funny. Mind controller. Buy a shirt. Buy a shirt. Buy a shirt. Zero says. Yeah. So I'm printing all the shirts, and if anybody's shirt is late, I'm sorry, but it's because my knee went out last week, really bad. So
And since you lost all that weight, you don't really have the. It's hard for her to do the squeegee now with the paint. With the ink on the
yeah.
shirts,
Uh huh.
because she used to be able to just like rest her really heavy arm on it and
You're
just go
funny.
like this. But
Mm-hmm.
now that she doesn't weigh anything anymore, it's like she.
No, I print to order. So some shirts I have in stock, but usually, like if I don't have certain sizes, like I'll keep the shirts on hand and then I'll print them to order. So sometimes it takes longer than I would like it to. So hang in there. Thank you so much for ordering a shirt. Who wouldn't help Tony? Stray Bullet says.
There's
Lots of people.
nobody around. You gotta like during the day there. So in that shop, there's the mattress place. Like there's like half the buildings there are associated with this mattress place, and these are just delivery guys that come in and out all day long, right? So I don't know any of them. They come in with their truck, they grab a couple of mattresses, and they go back out again. So I don't know any of them. Um, then there's a lawn care place,
Mm-hmm.
and they're there first thing in the morning. They get their trucks together by like 7 o'clock in the morning. They're all out. They're gone. They don't come back until like 5 o'clock at night. So they're gone. Then there's a garage door place, but it's just a couple of girls that answer the phones over there. So
Yeah.
there's no help there. So like literally like during
And
the
the
day, like
people, when we were there, the people across the street asked us for help unloading shower stalls.
yeah,
So me and Tony were taking shower stalls out of the back of somebody's truck.
yep.
It's like, okay. His back was out. My knee was all messed up. And we're taking two shower stalls out of someone's pickup
It's
truck.
not easy getting hold.
We're just like, all right, yeah, we'll help you.
It's no, but like on a typical day, let's just say like Tuesday lunchtime, right? I'm the only living thing
Yeah.
in that complex.
And nobody wants to lift heavy things.
Yeah, nobody wants to lift heavy things.
It's like a rule that they have. I'm not lifting anything heavy. Two invalids, yeah. We did it though, Zero.
We got it done.
We got it done.
That was painful.
Alright, but I mean, this is how we stay on. We just do it. We're like, fine. Yeah, let's go take that out of your truck. We're old. We're hurt. No problem. Working on cars is the coolest job, hands down, unknown grower says.
It can be. It can be. It's got its ups and its downs.
Bulldog Garage Merch sent you a super chat.
Thank you.
Tony, what overdrive trans will bolt to my 440 block and hold up? 74 Plymouth Scamp. And take your time on the shirts. It's okay. There's always next summer. Laugh out loud. Thanks, Bulldog.
Your only bolt-in option for that. Did you say overdrive
Let's see.
or four-speed? Just doesn't make any difference. Four-speed or overdrive.
Overdrive trans.
Your only bolt-in choice for that would be the 833 overdrive, because that'll bolt up to any big block Chrysler. See, a small block, you have a lot of different options because there's so many different small block. Like for instance, you could put a T5. There's so many different bolt together options for a small block because there's such a variety of bell housings. But when they stopped making the big block, and that bolt pattern died, right? So you remember this on the small block, for you guys who aren't familiar, right? The small block bolt pattern goes back to 1951. So, no, I lie about that. It goes back to 1953. It started on a DeSoto and then transferred. The DeSoto Fire Dome is where the small block Mopar bolt pattern starts. So it went from the DeSoto Fire Dome to the Chrysler Firepower in 1854. And now it's been in continuous use. So all of your early Hemis and all of your early Polys had that bolt pattern, and then it got transferred to the A motor, right, which was the 318, which got transferred to the LA motor, so it was 273 through the 360, and then to the Magnums, and then to the V10 engines have that same bolt pattern, then to the late Hemis, the third generation Hemis, all have that bolt pattern that started out as a DeSoto in 1952 or 53, I don't even know, right? But that's the common bolt pattern, that's the common Mopar bolt pattern. The big block is by itself, and that started in 1958 and ended in 1978. So the reason I'm saying this is because your bolt together options for a big block have to do with bell housings that'll fit the big block and fit a manual transmission. And your only choice for that would be either, for an overdrive, would be 833 overdrive, if you wanted to just use bolt together parts. Did I answer the question? I ran off into a place, I don't even know where I went.
I don't know. I don't know. Hey Tony, what place does artificial intelligence have in your predictions of the future?
Not much.
You don't use that. I don't use that.
AI is going to be pushed heavily by industry, and it's going to be rejected heavily by at least half the public, at least half the population. I think you're going to see, as it becomes a little more pervasive, the more that the government, the corporate government partnership pushes AI, the more of a grassroots rebellion you're going to have against it. So I don't really see it going too far.
Is Tony going to pull a Doug DeMuro where he goes, this is the car that will be shooting up in value?
Yeah.
Okay, is asking. You
Yeah,
are? You gonna do Doug DeMuro?
Well, more or less, yeah.
Nice. Does anybody ever do Tony? On Uncle Tony?
No.
They don't, right?
They all try to pretend I don't exist.
Why is that, Tony?
It's the truth. It's the truth. Every single automotive YouTuber out there goes out of the way to pretend
Not
that we don't
every
exist.
single one.
No, okay, there's Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage, Jeff from Two Hacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we have some.
Not every single YouTuber.
We have some great YouTube automotive
Some YouTubers.
alliances, right? But no, all of your larger automotive YouTubers like just avoid us like the plague, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, it's funny. What was the smallest cubic inch Hemi? The Red Ram, like 270 cubic inches?
Yeah, 250 something.
Excuse me.
250. Oh no, 241. The Dodge, the first Red Ram was 241. They had bad cranks. They had bad crankshafts. First first year. They break between the number 2 main and the God.
Jungle 68 says, any issues to look out for going from a small block 318 poly push button to a big block trans, trying to plan out a motor swap.
Yeah, you need a big block ball pattern.
Okay. Talking about the cicadas. Tony who? Pretty much.
Oh, there's a lot of that goes on.
Tony who? UTG fighting the good fight. Yeah.
What am I doing?
Fighting the good fight. Okay, Hugh Mark? I don't know if I said your name right. Hey, Tony, I have a daily / cruiser 1973 Le Mans with the 650 Holly. Should I switch it out for a quadrijet? Also, have you ever seen those bolt-on overdrive units? Thinking of getting one.
Yeah, okay, so first off, if it's a daily driver, yeah, I would definitely take the quadrijet over a 650 Holly. Every day, all day long. And you'll actually see probably an increase in performance. You'll definitely see an increase in gas mileage. You'll definitely see an increase in part throttle like response and torque. And you may see an overall increase in power. So yeah, the quadrijet is an excellent choice for that. The overdrive units, like the gear vendors, I've never considered buying one for myself. I don't want to add that much complication to the car. I don't mind the motor spinning at 3,000 RPM. Some people can't handle that. And I don't mean that in a negative way or in a derogatory way. Some people just don't want their engine singing. They want it to loaf, right? So to them, an overdrive is crucial. I like my motors humming along at $3,000. So I don't really see it. And you don't really pick up that much in the way of gas mileage either. Because the engines, see, here's the thing you got to understand about the engines that we use, right? When you load them down with overdrive, like really, really tall gears and like an overdrive unit to get that RPM down, like, so you're cruising at 1,500 RPM, 1,800 RPM. What you got to understand is the engines that we use, these older engines from the 60s, the 70s, right into the 80s, aren't designed to operate at those low speeds. Their happy place moving a load at, let's say, 70 miles an hour is between 2,500 and 3,000 RPM. That's where they're making the power. That's what they were designed to do. So when you take one of those engines where the head's designed this way, the cam's designed that way, the intake manifold's designed that way, when you take that basic design and you attempt to get the kind of response you get out of a modern engine with an extremely long runner intake manifold, even though they're all jumbled up like that, they don't tune the same way. So you say, well, I'll throw an overdrive behind my otherwise traditional old school V8 and I get good gas mileage, but it doesn't work that way. You end up lugging the motor and having to give it more foot to do the same job, and the more foot you give it, the more gas it drinks. So it's kind of a false economy for a traditional engine. So like an exception to that. So let's talk about extreme exceptions, right? So an extreme exception to that would be a long ram Chrysler. You know what I'm talking about, the sonoramic commandos they put the carburetor over each other side valve cover. Something like that would be ideal to run around with an overdrive because they tune at a low RPM. So, but you take a more conventional setup, because remember all of today's intake manifolds, all the modern intake manifolds that go with these low RPM combinations all have extremely long runners because the sonic pulses, they tune at lower RPMs. So, boy, I just ran off to a place I
What? What is that?
I don't even know. I'm sorry.
Did you get lost?
I got lost.
It's okay. It's okay. You tired?
For certain
okay.
applications, an aftermarket overdrive unit is a false economy.
Okay. You look tired, Tony.
I am tired.
Yeah, we only have 10 minutes left.
I was up like really
In
early.
the dark, I know.
Trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with my car.
I know. With the puppy, you don't really sleep anymore?
And the puppy keeps, yeah.
Tony has the kosher Coca-Cola with real sugar. That's right.
I what?
You have the kosher Coca-Cola with real
Yes.
sugar.
Yes, it is kosher.
Zero says, can we get a UTG shirt with YouTube's Lone Wolf? I thought we were going to do I don't like anything. Wasn't that it? Wasn't that the shirt? Something like that. I don't like anything. UTG.
The politics of YouTube is crazy. It's crazy, right?
You're also a funny person to deal with. So
You know why I'm a funny person to deal with?
you have values.
I have
That's
values.
why. Yeah,
Right.
I know. You have values. Like very extreme values.
I have values. I have
As do
standards. I have standards and I have
Right.
values. Right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm a saint. I'm not
No,
I'm not attempting
No, we're
to like
not
put
saying
myself
that we
as
are.
this.
No.
Right. I have my own code.
Right.
Okay, my code, you may not agree with my code, right? But I have my code and I stick to it, right? So that's what I mean when I say I have values. But you know, YouTube, the politics of YouTube is just you just can't believe it. You just cannot believe it. Um, everybody wants to be a friend until
So they don't want to be a friend.
yeah. And I've gotten to the point at this stage of the game, like I tried to be nice to everybody. I really did. I tried to be nice to everybody who I encountered on this YouTube journey so far, right? And now I'm like, fuck you. You know what I mean? The lot is. And I don't mean change.
Well, see, you're not a saint.
Oh, I'm definitely not a saint.
No. You
So
say saints do miracles, yes.
yeah,
Right.
no. So yeah, no. I'm like,
I listen to Gerald Salenti to keep me grounded. That's what it is. Yeah, he needs to be grounded. I don't want to be anybody's friend. UTG Live is my social life. It's safe, right?
it is safe.
UTG Life is safe. Let's see. Salenti rules. There's always one. I'm happy you fixed the sledgehammer. You fixed the problem.
Well, so everybody knows, I went back to the shop after we shot this video. I redid the line from the tank to the main line, and it's all good now. I started it up. It's pulling fuel. It sounds better than it has in a long time. So keep our fingers crossed. It's got good compression. It's smoking a little bit. I'm getting some blow by where I didn't really have that. I always had a little bit of blow by, which it's okay. You know, it's a very loose engine, so a little bit of blow by is expected. It's got some blow by now where I'm like, ugh, okay, something's not really perfect in there anymore, and it's got good compression. They're all within 10 pounds of each other. They're all between 130 and 140, 135 and 145. So that's all. I didn't leak it. I don't really care. I didn't leak it. I just hope it didn't. I could drop the pan, but more likely it crushed ring lands. If it detonated hard enough to close up a plug gap,
So you're gonna run it like that,
it
though?
probably crushed some ring lands, which you can't tell by looking. You can't put the camera in there and see a crushed ring land or anything like that. Well, we're gonna run it and see.
You're gonna run it anyway.
I'm gonna run it anyway, and we'll see what happens. What the hell is that?
It's a cicada.
Jesus Christ! So yeah,
It's a cicada.
I don't like those things. So that motor was never actually ever supposed to see a drag strip. That thing was supposed to go on power tour, and then just be left on the side as just a spare 383. Just, you know.
I saw in the comments there were a couple of people that were like, "Can't you make a good clean run? You've been doing this for how long? That one clean run?"
I make very clean runs when there's a lot of profit involved.
Exactly.
You know. Jesus. Jesus.
It's just a can.
Yeah, I know. You keep telling me that. That doesn't make me like it anymore.
Just relax. It's not gonna hurt you.
It's going to take my eye out.
It's not gonna hurt you. Just a big bug. Okay. Let's see. Those things
Yeah,
have
but
some size to them. They
when I
do.
when I have to make a good clean pass, I do. And
Mhm.
if there's no real incentive, then I'm just dicking around. I'm taking old used parts and screwing around with them, and I'm having fun with it. And
Right.
people are lost on that. Some people are lost on that.
Yeah, they don't want to see you do that.
You know, I mean, what do we have invested in Slide Camera? What do you figure altogether?
I don't know. Who cares, really? I don't know. Not that much.
Like $3,000?
Yeah, not that much. You're not supposed to use used parts. I don't know. There's all these rules, apparently, that we don't know
Who?
about.
Which ding dong out there in
You're not
YouTube land says you're not supposed to use used parts?
used parts. You're too cheap.
You fucking idiot. Literally, every single vehicle on the road right now,
Has used
all
parts in
over
it.
this planet, is made 100% of used parts.
Mm-hmm.
Every single vehicle.
Right.
I hope your mother stopped at you. I honestly do. I hope your mother stopped
Tony.
at you.
Be nice. We buy used. Wait, why buy new when used will do? I don't know. I guess when you're building a car that you're going to take to the track, they think that every part should be new. And I think that's complete bullshit. So ridiculous. Like, who does that? You know, here's the thing. I think that people just look for things to pick on.
Well, yeah,
And they're
you
looking
know.
for something to say negative. And you can do that about any topic, anything. Just pick on anything. And they'll do it.
What we do on this channel is extreme budget, no pressure
Right.
hot rods. They're fun cars. And the fun of a car like Bottle Rocket or the fun of a car like Slag Hammer is finding the little things. Work out the bugs, get it to where it runs consistently, and then finding the little things to make it run that much better. So it went a 762. What do we got to do to see 759? Right? That's where the fun is.
I
That's
think that
what
you
we
need
do.
to write rules or something for people to read, and then you can pin them to the top of every video.
They just don't get it. They don't get
want
it.
to. They want to pick on
They
us.
want to pick on it.
Yeah, that's what they
Right.
want to do. It gives them a purpose in their life.
I know.
They have to find something
I know.
bad that we do.
For the record, this is the fun. The fun is finding a bunch of shit, putting the shit together, working the bugs through the shit until the shit functions, and then make it function a little bit better every time you go out. That's the fun of it. That's where you have fun. That's why most people don't have fun with their cars, because they're expecting, like, they're, you could spend a lot of money, you could spend a lot of time, you could spend a lot of energy and build a very impressive car. There's no question about it. But the fun is in working it. The fun is in finding those little things, you know, finding 100th in your 60 foot, or at least getting a consistent 60 foot. That's fun. Finding the way to get the path to the consistent 60 foot.
But how boring would it be if, like, you had a car with all brand new parts in it, and every time we went to the track, the car did the same thing every single time?
If I was a bracket
we would
racer,
kill ourselves.
well, now if I was a bracket racer, that would be great.
Right, if you're a bracket racer, but you're not.
Because now instead of me working with the car, I'm working with myself. Because
Right.
bracket racing is about consistency with the car, and then your own reflexes and everything. I'm not a bracket racer,
Right.
and I don't have the wiring to be a bracket racer. So to me, there's just no fun in. Without the challenge, there is no fun. Without the obstacles, there is no fun. Being frustrated, I know it sounds crazy, it sounds counterproductive, but you have to trust me on this because I'm 61 years old. I'm older than most of you, right? I've been down these roads. I've been down all of these different roads, all these different paths. And I know it's going to sound crazy, but the frustration is where the fun is. Because the more frustrating the problem is, the more satisfying finding the solution to the problem is. You know, people like you know, in the heat of frustration, you're like, I give up. I can't take this anymore. I'm gonna burn this fucking car. I'm gonna go live in the woods, right? The more frustrating the situation, when you find the answer to that problem, the more satisfying that solution becomes. The bigger the dopamine hit, and you keep going and keep going and keep going. And there's a lot of people. It's lost on a lot of people.
It's funny you say that because like those are my exact words. I'm gonna burn this car down. I'm gonna go live in the woods
Yeah.
every time. I'm gonna go live in the woods. I'm gonna get some chickens.
So last night we loaded the car up on a trailer. So I don't know if I covered it in depth on the video. I don't really remember, but started the car, warmed it up on the trailer, backed it out, pulled it over on the side of the trailer, and then it stalled. And then I tried to restart it, stalled. Right? And squirt bottles, and I realized at that point there's something, and now it's starting to get late, and we shouldn't have gone to the track yesterday. We had Doris, our dog sitter, but Winnie was sick. She was under the weather, and it turns out she had worms, which we found out when we came home. So I really should not have gone to the track last night. My head was here with the dogs.
Yeah, me
So
too.
as soon as I ran into an issue, I was like, okay, that's it. We're going home. But driving home and working through the situation, you know what I mean? And it was like, we got almost all the way home. We got the 3/4 of the way home. I was passing a donut place. And I says, I need freaking donuts, right? Do you know what I mean? It was just like, I needed a comfort food because
Yeah.
I was like, ah! But then when I found the problem this morning, I was like, yay, this is it, right?
Mm.
This was it. I
Mm.
never even would have thought to, boom, there's how we made the video.
You need to have challenges in your life. Otherwise,
This
point
is
of
how
living.
this is how I have fun.
No, I
This is how I enjoy
understand, but
myself.
like lots of people don't like challenges.
I know. Well, then this is
They
the
want the
wrong thing for
least
them.
challenges possible. They want everything to go really smoothly. And we like to make things difficult. That's what we do. Like we really go out of our way sometimes to make things harder than they need to be.
Because the solving of the difficult problem
Right.
is the reward.
Yeah.
That's the reward.
Right. No, I know. I know. But we've always been like that.
Hmm.
Sorry, everybody. It's why nobody wants to hang out. Why we have no friends. We make things hard. I like driving stuff more than building it, that's for sure, Ari says.
Everybody has different things. Yeah, if I never drove another thing for the rest of my life, it'd be all too soon. I have driven as many miles and as many different cars and
Yeah.
stuff. I enjoy, like, I like taking the bikes out. You know, like tonight before we went on the live here, I says, I got to go Super Cub. So I jumped on the Super Cub and I took a nice 30-mile-an-hour ride through the neighborhood just to soak up, you know, the evening. It was a beautiful evening and to get my head together so we could do this. But for the most part, I really don't get anything out of driving. I like working on stuff. I don't know. Everybody's different. Everybody's
Yeah,
wired
it's
differently.
different. Let's see. Thank you, Chris Cadman. Everybody's talking to each other. There's a video in here of a Ford 306 with LS heads. I like wiring and rebuilding carbs, digital sharecropper says. That hose was pretty funny, Tony, CVB says.
It was a fooler. I mean, I got to plead ignorance here because I didn't know such a thing
Yeah,
existed.
but you have to wear glasses.
What's that?
You need glasses.
No, even without glasses, I
without?
didn't know there was such a thing. I just didn't know there
You
was such a
didn't?
thing. It looks like braided steel.
You're supposed to know everything, Tony.
I know I'm supposed to know everything. In my life, I've never come across this. So I didn't think to look at it any further than that, you know? And when stuff sits around, like it's soft now. It's really, you know, it's like you can just crush it, right? Um, but when it sits around, it gets like hard. So it didn't feel any different than any other piece of braided line that I had laying around. But sure enough, It's made out of, I didn't realize it was made out of nylon until I cut it.
Oh, look at the time. Yeah, we're over.
Are we?
Yep, we're over. It got hot out here again.
It is hot. It's very
My
hot.
glasses are fogging up.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna pack it in?
I think so. I need the AC.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm down with that.
We're gonna pack
It's
it
been a
in.
long day.
If it wasn't for Tony, I would have gave up smoking a long time ago. You should quit.
I need it. I need
No,
it.
you don't need it. Everybody needs to quit. I'm one of those people now.
You are one of those people.
I do love smoking.
You become a
though.
smoke Nazi.
No, I'm not. I'm not a smoke Nazi. I love smoking, but I won't do it. I've done another great job, Billy Bob Holcomb says.
Yeah.
Thank you, Billy Bob.
All right. So, as always, everybody contribute to Super Chat. Thank you so much. You keep the wheels turning.
Thank you,
You keep
everybody.
us employed. Everybody contribute. Just your presence and your conversation, you're equally valued. Thank you for joining us. Our mods, Ari, Fubar Zero. Guys, as always, thank you. Our eternal gratitude to you guys.
Thank you.
And
everyone.
as soon as I know something that I can say that's concrete about Steve, I will let you know.
Other people may know before you.
Other
Yeah.
people may know before me. As soon
Maybe
as I know
they'll
something,
say something there. I don't know.
I
Maybe
am.
Steve will come back and say something.
I hope so. I am worried about him, but I don't know. And anything that I can do to help whatever situation evolves, I will. But that's it. That's what can I say? Steve's a really good guy. I mean, like, he's a really, really good guy. And I think that's it, right? So,
Yeah.
more stuff tomorrow. And everybody enjoy your Labor Day. Go labor on your car on Labor Day, right? We'll see you on Thursday night
Ari's
with
coming
Kiwi.
on, right? Ari's coming on after us.
Oh, Ari's coming on? There you
Yeah.
go. After the Tony. So if you still want to hang out in Yap, go over to Ari's channel. Ari DeBernia.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody will put a link there to his channel.
Ari will probably put it.
Yes. And this is, we'll see Kiwi. We'll be live with Kiwi on Thursday night. And what else did I want to say? I think that's it, right?
I think that's it.
That's all the announcements. That's all the.
Is that it?
We don't have very many announcements. Like
subscribe, share.
No, we don't do that.
Like.
No, I tell other people to go like their channels and subscribe to their channels, but never. But nobody ever says go subscribe to Uncle Tony.
Never.
Never, right?
Not once.
I know.
Not once.
I
I don't want to say anything.
I know.
But I'm gonna. But not once. Never.
It's
Except
okay.
for what's his name?
Zip ties.
Zip ties.
Peg, yeah.
Right.
Peg was always good. Well.
Other than Peg.
And Scotty Kilmer. Scotty Kilmer give us a big shot now early on. But anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you all for joining us. And Kathy, make it stop now.
Make it stop.
Make it stop so I can go inside and play with the puppy, being air conditioning.
Air conditioning. Here we come.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Have a great weekend.